In the year 2021, author Andy Weir, the author of The Martian, which was of course then turned into a film with Matt Damon, wrote a new book called Project Hail Mary. 5 years later, film directors Phil Lord and Christopher Miller have made a film adaptation starring the great actor Ryan Gosling in the leading role. It tells the story of a science school teacher, Ryland Grace, waking up with amnesia on board a spaceship in outer space, sent on a mission from the government to save the world because the sun is slowly dying. Helped with Rocky, which is a space rock-like alien, is a race against time to save the world in 2026's first blockbuster movie, a sci-fi comedy, heartwarming action adventure for all the family. Let's go and see this movie. Let's see if it's any good. Project Hail Mary. What did I think of it? Before I get into my opinion, there's been lots and lots of great reviews for this movie, and some people have said that it's a bit too long and it has issues. This is my opinion, and what did I think of it? I think this film is a masterpiece. I loved every single minute of it. Now, this is just my opinion. I'm just a normal guy who just talks about films on here. I'm not a film critic as such, but I've been watching films my entire life, and I don't throw out that word masterpiece too often anymore. I did really love Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. I call that a masterpiece. I still stand by that. This is much better than that film, in my opinion. It's a space adventure drama with a lot of heart, lots of humour, and yeah, this was wonderful stuff. Now it starts off a little wobbly, and I mean that by like you're thrown into this. Our lead character wakes up with amnesia on a spaceship, and he starts getting flashbacks. Now the flashbacks worked for most of the film for me. I started getting a little bit bored of it because I was more focused on the space stuff with Ryan and so forth, but they have to be there, and by the end of it, it makes so much sense that they did it the way they did it, and I forgave it because it starts to get in the way of all the stuff that's going on in space. They sort of go, it's like two films in one here, and it kind of felt it's getting a bit too much, but by the end of the film it makes sense why they did that, so I had no issue with that by the end of the film. You have to watch the film to the end to get the whole story with this film, I'm afraid, and it's definitely worth your time. Yes, it's 2 hours and 30 minutes long, and I had no issues with the pacing. I could see why others can, but for me, I want to see a director's cut. I want to see the extended cut. I could watch this for hours and hours. It was not a problem at all watching a film for 2.5 hours, and I'm going to go see it again. It's a definite rewatch for me at the cinema because this is a spectacle. The effects, as all old school, like green screen rather than it being just CGI. There, obviously, if you've seen the trailer, you know that he meets an alien called Rocky, and it's not CGI. It's an animatronic. It's a puppet, if you will, and it really does bring heart to this movie. And that's what I want to talk about. This film has a lot of heart. It's very emotional, and it is gripping as well. There's one scene in particular that I was holding on to the edge of my seat. I could not look away. It was one of those moments, and the film does have some beautiful scenery and some moments as well. I mean, it's really gorgeous to look at, especially a couple of moments in the film which if you've seen, you will know what I'm on about. I really dug that as well. The musical score was perfection. I loved how the music was in this film. It really fit the film really well. There's a couple of songs in there as well, which I won't ruin or spoil. But yeah, everything worked. The production, the acting from Ryan Gosling was sensational. Probably his best acting to date, in my opinion. He has a lot to do in this movie, and yeah, he really did bring his A game. He really is great in this. I used to laugh because he always used to flare his nostrils, but now in his movies. But now it's just fantastic in this film. Now the relationship between Grace and Rocky, well, Ryan Gosling and the alien, really worked well. It was so funny, and how these two come together and how to learn to communicate was really good. Really funny stuff. There's some great lines in there, and the comic timing, there's comedy all the way through it, but it didn't feel like it was taking over the film, and the film did have its dramatic moments and the comedy didn't come into those dramatic moments. It just worked and blended perfectly. And I have to say, this is a perfect film to take the family to see. I mean, just to go and see Rocky on his own, it's absolutely really, like I said, really touching, really funny, and it's a really good story, and it just makes you feel good watching this film. I came out with the biggest smile on my face, and I'm not going to talk about the ending. I will say that I thought the ending was perfect. I would not want a different ending. You think it's over, and then it isn't, and you get that resolve that you want. This was an all-rounder, fantastic film. I can't find a fault with it. And like I said about the flashbacks between space and Earth, after a while I started thinking, can we just deal? I think maybe they should have put it into like order rather than keep doing this. But by the end of the film, like I said, it's worth it because there's a payoff that something happens and it explains why actually doing the flashbacks works. And also, he's got amnesia, so it's understandable that what he's remembering is only coming back to him slowly and piece by piece throughout the story of the film. Certain things remind him of certain things. And you are right beside these two, and it's a hell of a ride. It's a great film. It's a feel-good film. It's a spectacle. See it on the biggest screen with the biggest sound. There's an explosion in this film. My bollocks nearly fell off. It was fantastic. I can't express how much I loved this movie. I thought it was wonderful, and I'm calling it a masterpiece. It's my #1 film of the year so far. It's going to take a hell of a lot to beat this. There's lots of films coming out that could be very good or could be masterpieces or whatever, but for me so far this is the #1, and it's going to be a hell of a job to top it in my opinion. And yeah, that's my review for Project Hail Mary. Please go and see this film. I highly recommend it. And yeah, it's 2.5 hours, but it's 2.5 hours well spent in space. It is amaze. So I have to give it 2 thumbs up. You'll see. Anyway guys, thanks for watching this review. Hope you're all doing well. Please like, share, and subscribe. Stay safe, play safe, and bye for now.
Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the times. Welcome to the final show. I hope you're wearing your best clothes.